Hello, everybody. It's I, the Luigi Big Mac, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Last time, we put Marshall on the spot. However, he wasn't the guy who murdered what's his face. Yeah, a lot of stuff happened last time. It's been ages since I've played, but we now know that Emma is connected to the what was it, DL9 case. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm, I'm sorry for what my sister said. Oh, yeah. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9... Yeah, I was correct. SL9. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me. Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you. Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. Well then, we might as well talk to Emma about the SL9 incident. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck, and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. A permanent picture? I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall, so you weren't able to testify about that. No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence, and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. So it's true, even though he may not have known it, Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today. She must have not been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. What did you see in the instant that crime occurred? Oh, well, that's quite the permanent picture there. Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently, I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma. You've been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that incident. I tried to, but words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago, you must have been 14. That's understandable. Suddenly, she somehow still looks the same. Once it was over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I'd be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana will never have to forge any. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor. Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled in my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective offices and the questioning rooms are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective? Better have another talk with her. Well... I think that's a subtle hint of where we need to go. Unfortunately, we're not seeing Mr. Megaphone fucking Meekly, whatever his name is. But Lana, Mr. Wright, it seems they keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago. And how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about that unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. Oh, don't give up the sad music. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today. Not the least of which was the fact that this case was largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believe that no matter what happened, you always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said. It'd be you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so fazed before. It's true, I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. With Slayer Guilty Gear there. They still talk about all the case... Ooh. Excuse me. Don't know how that happened. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gaunt cracked together. Chief Gaunt? He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes. Diamond Gant. He was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filled. Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience in investigating crime scenes, so you could use that experience in the court, right? And God's help in the SL9 case was crucial to his resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command? That means the investigation was Diamond Gant, right? Yes, Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. We even had the same office? We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us? Diamond Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stage, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gaunt and Marshall let their guards down, and then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by the Deputy Chief Gaunt and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana? It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gaunt and Marshall were questioning Dark. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, and Emma, who passed out. And the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark has incurred a minor concussion and laid unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her, after all. Her sister must have gone through... Considering what her sister must have gone through. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident. That's right. Quite a coincidence, I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. Just by chance. But that case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his action came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Diamond Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself, the chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office, the site of the final SL9 murder. Well, I think that's a enough time to move over to the police station. I don't see Detective Gumshoe anywhere. Things seem kind of quiet around here today. You're right. The chief of detectives seems the same though. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right. We can come back here later. Let's see. Well, let's go to the entrance. Up, it's the cowboy. Howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things turned out this way when I woke up this morning. Go away, Sarah. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? I should have known my luck had ran out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting the steak lunch today. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's, all right. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there is a good chance that the knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence? That case left behind scars on all of us. The scars that the SL9 incident left behind. Alright, well, Prosecutor Marshall. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the king of prosecutors. I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. The day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right. It was the day of the evidence transferal. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired, and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They? Who are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean, Damon Gant and Lana Sky. The investigation lead, Damon Gant, and his second-in-command, Lana Sky. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office. Oh, wait, that's Phoenix. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Sky was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentions it, I must have said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. Never found out. Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Oh my god. He spat. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Too bad I won't be around to work with you. When you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. Aw, poor Marshall. Well, let's head back. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks. Wow, he actually talked to us. With the chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention her statement to the media in tomorrow's trial, there's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. Yeah, well, we're gonna head there. The fuck? Why does he have a giant-ass organ? Whoa, where am I? In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what At least that's what it said on the door. Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Bach. I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me notes. I never could remember where C was. Ah, Gaunt's here. Oh, it's you two! Chief Gaunt! He put that paper he was reading on his desk. So, Righto, have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full, too, with Mr. Marshall's misconduct. And Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence? 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies! See that picture on the wall over there? That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with the picture. I can't quite seem to put my finger on it, though. Anyway, I like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm gonna lock up here, so let's get out together. Oh, but this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. All the same, we still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Looks like we aren't welcome. It seems that case isn't over it seems that case isn't over with yet, after all. What do you mean? Chief Gaunt denied a request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean like a clue? There's gotta be a way we can get inside the chief's office. Well, we're gonna be stupid and run back in there. Okay. Hey, pal! Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in the meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt. From sitting so long? Actually, from serving everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battles between you two in court. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes. Aw. Poor Gumshoe. But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Well, this guy is the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, a prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there've been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now with this, are there really so many people who hated him? In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know for making enemies. Hey, Dick, keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Let's go out for lunch again, sometime. My treat. Yes, sir. You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir. It seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. He seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Dark left behind during his final attack. His final attack? You mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl? Me. It seems Detective Gumshoe never realized that Emma was a girl. I can't get too mad at him. Look at that smirk. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? His powers of recollection never fail to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory. Well, let's talk about Dark's crimes. Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him take serial killing? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car? So it was an accident? An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal. An animal? An animal? He killed a man that witnessed the accident. A kid walked by just then too. He killed him too. Then he was burying the bodies. The doctor came up on the scene, was killed as well. Finally turned himself in. Seems like he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this was all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in? Yes, but in the middle of this questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. It was a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. That last witness, also known as Emma. All right, well, let's present the. Hey, well, that's Edward's knife. This is what we're looking for. Wait. Yeah, actually, yeah. You know, yeah, let's show him. Yeah, let's show him the switchblade here. I completely forgot there were two knives. Yeah, let's present this. About this. Hey, is that? It has a tag attached to it with the label SL9 is and then on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. It was found in Mr. Edwards' car muffler. That's it! Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. Well, what was? Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again. Well, that definitely jogged his memory. This knife. It was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at, plus it had his fingerprints on it too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. Yeah, well, anyway. Take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his body. Sorry, I am full of mucus today. I know this TMI, but it was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet! Down to the last fiber. That's pretty conclusive. Well, we got his autopsy report. And the switch... And we got updated information on the blade. Well, there you have it, in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Kant. It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The chief's out now, and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. What? Really? But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be can't. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. Oh. So in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into that office. I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind. I don't think we have anything that can, Jesus Christ, we have a shit ton. We have a shit ton, Jesus Christ. Well, yeah, I don't think we have anything that can convince him, so... Let's move to the underground parking lot, because we haven't been there yet. No one's here today. Not even Miss Star. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. But we proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15 p.m. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. But instead, it looks like we We just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. I've got to find all the answers by tomorrow. Well, we might as well go to Edgeworth's office. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is. It looks like he's writing something. What are you doing here? He sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Sheriff, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm rooting for you. That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feeling. So, what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I can do can erase the fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error, my responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. The fact remains the same no matter what excuse I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work. So tell me, why? Why has it all come to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep up this kind of emotion bottled up. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First, last year's trial, and now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow is the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet on what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists? That is odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may have not been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. That picture. Something seems strange about it. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered. You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? I never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you're awarded this. Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. You finished up? At the office? Yes, just odds and ends, clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This. Oh yeah, Chief Gunn asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to. That's right. Well, they mentioned the picture, so let's present him this. This picture was hanging on the wall of Chief Gunn's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes? The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. I remember now. Remember what? That was the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design. A story? Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. Interesting. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with two characters. The first means halberd, the second means shield. Have you heard this story? Me? Oh, sure, everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it, though, for Emma's sake? Very well. Oh, we have a story. With blurry sprites because this game was, highly Actually, can I get pixel perfect? Hold on. Hold on. Bah! Long ago, in the kingdom of Chu, there was an enormous merchant. One day, he presented the king with two items. The first was a halberd. He claimed could slice through any shield or any armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive. But then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyways, as he mentioned, the very description of these items described them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless, and thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Oh, I see. So the ship's shield and the broken knife symbolize. Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale with the merchant at a loss for words, but in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given the shield? You'll have to ask Chief Gaunt. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Chief Gaunt. I see. That is interesting. Hey, look, there's a piece of paper here. I said there's a piece of paper here. Why don't we use running before? Come on, Mr. Wright, let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there. I'll just distract him. I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth. Is that Detective Gumshoe out the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground. Hold on. First, let me see what that girl's doing crawling around my feet. You didn't even look. What? Letter of... If you're having trouble reading it, I'll read it for you. It says, Letter of Resignation. Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean... I'm tired, Wright. I feel as if something inside me has died. But Mr. Edgeworth, none of it's your fault. I know the path I walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I walked hasn't been just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either. Oh, I think he's serious. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. This letter of resignation, I wonder if I can use it for anything. Interesting. So we got the letter of resignation now. Well, we might as well go back to the underground parking lot. Excuse me. Oh, hi, Angel. Would either of you care for a quarter pound of roast beef? Miss Star! I guess she's out of lunches. You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover... Ugh. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can't be attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know, that little scene I happened to witness. Isn't Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife? No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. Miss Star's hatred towards Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was even more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though, must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Skye. My sister. The best of the best were put on the SL9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gaunt. The legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out. You mean with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious that the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what... Oops. After that case, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. She was being used? Diamond Gant and Lana Skye. Gaunt led the investigation with Lana's second in command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Diamond Gant's magnetism, in particular, was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that, I mean his ability to attract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Incredible evidence, you mean... Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared to confront him, though. I take it she's talking about forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. How's a fool, really? She hated anything crooked, and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall, when Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Starr, that's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gaunt's powerful influence. Chief. That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control, and then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. Oh, so this guy is a power-hungry dipshit. That must have been his goal all along. But how could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude. There must have been a reason for her change. At last, I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Starr. You listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create a fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. You know, I used to hate her, but now she's now actually being very useful. Well, police department, and then the criminal affairs. Because this is the only other place we really could be going right now. Oh, you're back. You're still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying a file. I'm turning into a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh. Oh, that DJ. I gotta admire your persistency, but my answer's still no. I'm not letting you into Chief's office, period. It'd be my neck on the line. That office is the last crime scene in the SO9 is in. To take a look in there. There's gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. Now, this is the main reason why we had to go here. Because we actually got something that could maybe convince that could actually convince him. And that's Edward's letter of resignation. What's this crumpled up piece of paper? Uh-oh. No way! Mr. Edwards can't be serious! Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they've pushed him to this far. Mr. Edwards really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him. Detective. That's it. I made up my mind. But, here, take my ID card. We can't do that if someone found out. They wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this, for Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, detective. Thank you. This is why Gumshoe is the best fucking character in the series. If I see any of you fuckers disrespecting him in the comments, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but it's not gonna be pretty. With that, let's get into the chief's office. Here goes, Mr. Wright. And we're here. We're in. If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Eek! Ah! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah! Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. Over here, then what's the point of giving us your ID card? Gumshoe's ID card crushed and rendered unusable in pocket. Hey, don't do that in my card. I hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out. I've got a bad feeling about this. Well, let's talk to him. Let's at least talk to Gumshoe. That desk on the other side of the room. Was that your sister's? Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana on that day 2 years ago. Is there anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief John's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. That's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. So ever since Lana left, no one ever touches that desk? No one except Chief Gaunt and the cleaning lady who's in here every morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? What do you ask? You don't think... Nah. You wouldn't be... No. There's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay, now then, let's look around a bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go at that. Sorry, this guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Kant might be a suspect, do you? What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do you think of him? Chief Gaunt, so it's finally come to this. What do we think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet. There you go, ignoring me again. Oh, poor Gumshoe! Alrighty. Oh, no, we don't want to examine. We got this statue! This is the real deal, isn't it? This armor, these weapons. Sure is, pal. The chief doesn't care for imitations. First the pipe organs, now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room? What? You mean we're paying for this? That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. You don't have any taxes to pay. Shh. Be careful what you say. Who knows? Who knows? The chief may be hiding in this armor as we speak. I don't think he fit in there. Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out. Cut it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy can be. Okay. This is a safe, isn't it? Safe. The word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so. It looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it. A 7-digit number. I think I might just know what it is. You know what? I have a hunch, folks. First, I'm just gonna say not to touch it. But I'm just gonna look. A 7-digit number. Didn't we see one of those numbers somewhere? How about we try entering my birth date? So we're just gonna exit out this real quick. We're gonna look at the court record. Where is it? IDs. We're gonna check this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 4. So all these numbers here have 7 digits. This one is the only one we don't know about. This is the only thing I feel that could be a code for that safe. For now, we're going to still check around a bit. In case, like, for example, let's look at this desk. This was Lana's desk. It sure is tidy. Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner. There's not even any dust on it. Looks like someone keeps keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? Nope. Chief God must still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. They were the stuff legends are made of. Does he keep it in memory of her, or in memory of the crime? Let's see. These shelves are mostly empty. Lana must have cleaned them out when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame on the left. Hey! This is where Lana and I went to the theme park. Oh. Let's see. Let's look at his desk. Wow, look at the size of Chief Gaunt's desk. Speaking of that, when we were here earlier. Oh, it's you two. Chief Gaunt! He put that paper he was reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence? In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though. Hey, look at the case name. Huh? SL9 incident. I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said, I wonder what... No, about the evidence list. They're normally twice as long. That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half-size list of evidence. The list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists are twice as long. What would the other half of the list be doing here? I knew it! The chief must be hiding something about that case. It would appear so. Well, we got the evidence list. Okay, this is why I wanted to look around. Let's try that. Let's try putting that 7-digit code into the safe. So, yep. So, let's try. Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You want to try my birthday? It's... I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. Seven, 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 seven. Yep, sure enough. Bingo. What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, pal? 777. 7 sevens. The final ID card number on that record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered that room that day. You mean 777777? That ID number? I think you're 1 7 shy this time. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? Well, we got that open. Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Look, it's a shard from a broken cup. This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? There's something else in here too. What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up that design? I don't think so. Oh, well, it was just a thought. Is that it? This is all that was in the safe? Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint on it, and a broken shard from a cup. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with that case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Right, now I have to prove their relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to the SL9 incident? Come on, there's got to be something we can show the detective. Well, we go to court record. We have that. Let's see. We can show. Oh no. Let's present that vase or stable jar. Oop! I didn't mean to check it. Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? I remember when the three of us put that back together. Ah, those were the days. It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from the case? That's right. One of the shards had SL9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't it ring any bells? You know that fragment we just found? You mean this one? That was in the safe. Yeah, that one. That was in the safe. Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Assemble fragments. Here, let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Shows you what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here's some glue. If I can piece this together again, it'll prove that Chief Gon was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. Well then. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to go there. Yep. There. There, fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gaunt willingly... Chief Gaunt willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. But, hey guys, get a load of this. What is it? This piece you just attached. It's different from the others. There's a reddish line on it. A reddish line. That's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gaunt hide this in a safe? Let's see. The other thing we can do is the fingerprinting set. Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this. Hey, I know what that is. So you want to take some fingerprints? That's a great idea, Detective. All right, go to town. Sheesh. What are you doing? Why are you sticking your hand out like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. Huh? Come on, this isn't time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe. Oh! I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh, where's your sense of humor? Yeah, we know. Yeah, we know how this stuff works, Emma. You don't have to explain everything. Anyway. Okay, we just have to do that. Blow. There we go. I gave it my best shot. That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, would it? But it doesn't look like we get a clear result from this print. Okay, let's try a different finger then. Let's try the thumb. Sorry, you're gonna be hearing my liculus clicking a lot because you kind of have to use the mouse for this. I gave it my best shot. Okay, so we're just gonna trial and error this. Let's try the middle finger. I'll try and make this. Okay, we're definitely getting that print here. There we go. Third time's the charm. Okay. Whose print is it? So, it's not Gant. It's not Meekins. It's not Marshall. Doesn't look like Goodman's. It's definitely not Gumshoe's. Kind of looks like Lana's. Wait a minute, it's Emma's. Wait a minute, it's Emma's. Hold on. No. How could this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match. Whose fingerprints were they? Huh? Oh, it seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Dark's prints. Psst. Hey, you, over here. What's going on here? What are the kid's prints doing inside of the chief's cake? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. Okay, we got a piece of cloth. Well, was that any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. Now, that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you and the coach? Chief Gaunt! We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in science. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out the window and saw a stray dog run into a ball. Just then I thought of a certain detective. Do you mean me, sir? Now then, my friend would have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. You in the coat. Me, sir. Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. But, sir. Now, get out! Yes, sir. We'll be on our way out. We'll be on our way to them. Wait! You, the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. But me, sir. I'd like a word with you. But sir, I'm not a light... You, the spiky hair. You, with the spiky hair. You're free to go. But, Mr. Wright... Look, pal, if I told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew you'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Khan has, what's hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. Boy, why has she kept eerily silent about this the entire time? Anyway, are you listening to me? I'm gonna try and smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions. So she'll be busy for the rest of the day. And we're back in the visitor's room. Don't tell me she's... Okay, no. I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use to think... There's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What have you told me over these past couple days? It's absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. Seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say. So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No. I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who may I ask is this person you're speaking of? The one I'm supposed to be frightened of. None other than... this fucker. Well, Miss Guy? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I think she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Can you please tell me a bit more about who you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offenses. Why is it, though, that Chief God's name was never mentioned? Chief God? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with this evidence was me. I had access because I was the second in command of that investigation. Yes, you. But also one other. Damon Gant. If you tend to accuse Chief Gant, you need more than just words. Show me proof that Gant falsified evidence in that case. Let's try, I think, the evidence list. I just found this in a safe in the chief's office, the prosecutor's office. This jar piece, this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing the evidence was none other than Chief Khan himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the chief's order. Even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come on now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. Three days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate. In the murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although, I can't tell you the details. I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you're not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that the murder weapon was while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in. The knife from the SL9 incident. Serial killer Joe Dark's knife. I couldn't just leave that knife in him. So I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. And that would be Edgeworth's knife. That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. And that is the reason for the bandage on your right hand. Yes. Seems like I got blood on the victim's shoe as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife. And Miss Starr, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't want it to be open again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible. So you hid Dark's knife. The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it. In Edgeworth's exhaust pipe. Right. Then I called my sister. To tell her what happened. And to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. Yes, Emma? I didn't know anyone on the force to know about this. And that would explain why Emma was so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gaunt, the first thing I did was make a phone call. Phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. Wanted the fact to be kept hidden, but he needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, when he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean not wanting the case to die? Or not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal evidence. He had already stole the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to bring it to the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room. I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. To be continued. Oh man, folks, this is getting really... Things are getting heated up right now. Well then, if you guys enjoyed the content of this Let's Play, let me make sure we're still recording. Yes, we are. Excellent. If you guys enjoyed the content, if you guys enjoyed the content of this episode, please consider subscribing, as I would really appreciate it, as it'll help the channel grow. Be sure to also to leave a comment and like to help push this video on the YouTube algorithm. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next episode where we're gonna put all the attention onto God and expose him for his terrible, terrible crimes. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Till then, bye-bye.